Since we're doing movies that are 30 plus years old that need to get a sequel, I decided to wear this shirt because I'm like, if anything deserves a sequel, it's definitely Death Becomes Her. So yeah, I don't think it's Disney, but Disney owns everything. So yeah, Disney, let's get a sequel of Death Becomes Her. And welcome to my Safe Gayven, everybody. Thank you guys so much for clicking on another video and joining me here on the BlackGayComicGeek channel. This is your first time checking me out. Hey, how's it going? My name is Michael. I call myself the BlackGayComicGeek. And I always say the things that I love to talk about on my channel has blood, sex, gore, and magic, or any variation of the four. So I like to talk about superheroes. I like to talk about video games. I like to talk about comic books. I like to talk about action movies. I like to talk about sci-fi. I like to talk about horror movies. And I like to talk about black representation and queer representation. So if that's something that you're interested in, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button. Become one of my Safe Gayveneers. But whether you're a regular or you're a new person on the channel, if you could always do me that huge favor and hit the like button, it'll help with the algorithm. I always say for every video, watch for the watch time, like, share, comment, interact on this video for the all gay rhythm. So if you guys have seen my non-spoiler review for the movie Smile, which actually comes out in theaters tomorrow, September 30th, you can click the link up here if you haven't seen that. Tuesday, September 27th was my birthday. I turned 37 years old. And on that day, I also got the lovely opportunity from Disney to go to the purple carpet premiere of Hocus Pocus 2. Like, I thought it was just gonna be an actual, just regular screener, but no, it was a full-on actual premiere. Like, Bette Midler, Kathy Najimy, and Sarah Jessica Parker and other actors were there. They had the full purple carpet. There were cosplayers, photo opportunities, all of that stuff. Follow me on Instagram if you want to see more of that. And so yeah, once again, thank you, Disney. So yeah, this is my non-spoiler review for Hocus Pocus 2. Comes out on Disney Plus tomorrow. Also, Friday, September 3rd. There's a couple movies coming out tomorrow. Hocus Pocus 2 comes out tomorrow. Smile comes out tomorrow. And then Bros comes out tomorrow. I could have seen that. I got a screener for that, but I was busy celebrating my birthday. So I'm going to actually go to the theaters probably sometime this weekend to go see Bros. So, like I said, watch, share, like, comment, interact, subscribe. Hit the bell notification button so you're alerted when all my videos come out and all my reviews come out. Because what? Interview with the Vampire comes out on Sunday. Chucky comes out next week. So yeah, it's a lot that's going to be going on in the Black Gay Comic Geek channel. So subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell notification button. But anyway, let's talk about Hocus Pocus 2. 30 years after the original Hocus Pocus, 3 young women accidentally bring back the Sanderson Sisters and must figure out how to stop the child-hungry witches from wreaking havoc on the world. And this movie is directed by Anne Fletcher, and she did a movie that I actually really enjoyed, 2009's The Proposal, with Sandra Bullock, Betty White, and Ryan Reynolds. She also did other movies like Step Up, the first one, which I never seen, 27 Dress, other movies that I haven't seen. So I don't really know. The only thing that I know from her work is The Proposal, and I really like The Proposal. But yeah, this movie is basically 30 years after the original, or I think it's more 29, because I think the original came out in 93. But with that said, like, you got, again, Bette Midler, Sarah Jessica Parker, Kathy Najimy, all back as the Sanderson Sisters, Winifred, I think Sarah, and I can't remember the other one's name. There we go, I just looked it up. Winifred, Sarah, and Mary, the Sanderson Sisters. And to be perfectly honest, it does feel like this movie, or these actors, they literally just came out from doing the first movie. Like, it didn't feel like 30 years since we've seen the Sanderson Sisters, because they fell right back into those kooky, classic, iconic roles. And it didn't feel like they missed a beat. I loved seeing the Sanderson Sisters back in this movie. And then also the great thing about this movie, which is in the trailer, so it's not a spoiler, is we got a little bit of background on the Sanderson Sisters. And those little kids that played the younger versions of the Sanderson Sisters, like, they were cast perfectly. And I really enjoyed the opening moment in this movie with the little kids. Like from the moment this movie started, I was here. I was into it. I was loving what was happening from start to finish. And that's essentially what I can say about this movie. Like, I pretty much really enjoyed this movie. Is it as good as the original? I would say no, because, you know, nothing can top the original. But I definitely think a lot of people would like this movie. I definitely think a lot of people are going maybe loving this movie. And, like, I could see it being another cult hit just in conjunction with the first one. It's not going to be as good, but it can be, but I think it would be like right there. And with this movie, just like I said in the synopsis, you're following 3 young women, kids. One of them, her name is Becca, played by Whitney Peak. She's a young black girl. And I'm assuming originally the movie was probably written for a white character or a white actor, but the role, I guess Whitney Peak was the best one for the role. But I was just like, I don't know too many black people named Becca. Like Rebecca, sure, but not Becca. Like, that's almost as close to Becky. Now, I'm not saying that that doesn't exist, but I was still just like, really? A black girl named Becca? Like, they couldn't have changed that? But that was like the only thing that kind of took me out the movie. And then you have her best friend. Her name is Izzy, played by Belissa Escobedo. I think the actress is Asian. And then you have Lila Buckingham, who plays her third best friend, Cassie. And the 3 of them make the main cast of this movie. And of course, with Hocus Pocus, again, not a spoiler, you know that there's a black flame involved. Light that black flame and the sisters rise. And so that's essentially the general plot of the movie. And now they got to come together to stop the sisters. It's basically the same as the first plot of the movie. And then you have Sam Richardson, who I actually got a quick photo op with at the premiere. He's playing the girl's friend, or not friend, but he's the owner of a magic shop that they generally frequent. And you have Doug Jones, who comes back as Billy Butcher, the zombie. And so you got yourself a Hocus Pocus movie. And the thing that I liked about this movie is, of course, it still didn't take itself too seriously. It was just as quirky, just as funny, just as had so many hijinks that ensued from the first movie. But I liked following the new character, specifically Becca, who it was her story more than it was the other 2 best friends. Becca, like, she is a person that is into the occult. She's into fantasy and she's into Halloween and everything like that. With that said, though, I do kind of wish, because I do feel like this movie was a little long. And with that said, like, I don't know if I actually feel like the movie was long, because at the premiere, they did start, like, the movie was supposed to start at 7 o'clock. They didn't start till almost 8 o'clock. So I was like, I don't know if I feel like the movie is long, or do I feel that way because it just took forever for the movie to finally start. But I do feel like, considering the length of the movie, they didn't give us enough Sanderson Sisters. So there was a lot of Sanderson Sisters, I'll say that, but I wish there was more, like, they focused more on the kids than they focused on the Sanderson Sisters. But regardless of what we got with the Sanderson Sisters, like I said, I loved every moment they were on the stage. And ever since the movie, there's a particular song in the movie that's been stuck in my head since the movie came. The witches are back. Because, you know, you got Bette Midler in a movie. Of course, you're going to get them to sing like they sang in the first movie. I do also wish there was a little bit more callbacks to the first. Like, for the most part, if you have not seen the first Hocus Pocus movie, you could go into this movie and not really lose anything. Like, you don't have to know anything about the first movie to get into this movie. And I think that's both a good thing, because it's been 30 years since the first Hocus Pocus movie, but at the same time, considering it's been the fans of the first Hocus Pocus movie that have been calling for another sequel for the past 30 years, I feel like there should have been a little bit more callbacks to the original, like the cat, I can't think of his name, Biggs. I was hoping the cat would return. There's kind of an homage to that character. There is a cat in the movie, but it's not Biggs. That's really what it boils down to. Or at least one of the other kids, because they're now adults now, maybe one of the other kids show up. But no, for the most part, there were no callbacks to the original. But like I said, with that said, I still really enjoyed Hocus Pocus 2. I had fun. I would totally watch it again. I would put it up on my, like, Halloween classic binge watch, like watch Halloween, Hocus Pocus 1 and Hocus Pocus 2 all in one sitting. Again, it's not as good as the first one, but I still think it's pretty damn good. And I still had a lot of fun. And just like in my theater, like, the audience was clapping, I was clapping, I had a good time. So I would say overall, Hocus Pocus 2 for me is a hit. And also, more than likely, because Bette Midler already came out and said she wants to come back for a third one. So I'm like, okay, well that tells you right there that there's probably gonna be a third one. I was like, I don't know why she would say that before the movie comes out, but it's not an official announcement. That's just her saying I would come back for a third one, but that's not Disney coming back to say I would come. So, cause who knows? It took 30 years to get a second one. I doubt it'll take another 30 years because they're not gonna be here another 30 years. Cause what, Bette Midler's already like, what, 70, I think? But anyway, if you've seen Hocus Pocus 2, if you watch this review tomorrow when it drops, let me know all your thoughts in the comment section below. Again, watch, like, share, comment, interact on this video for the All Gay Rhythm. If you can, if this is one of your first time checking out one of my videos, please check out the other videos on my channel. And if you like what you see, please subscribe for more and hit that bell notification button so you're alerted every single time I post a new video. And tell your friends, families, and neighbors about my channel to help me continue to grow. And as always, I will catch you guys next time.